Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the extended monthly forecast for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a general reading for your sign, so whatever is most prominent in your life at the time of this viewing, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and I hope that you find them helpful and healing. I also hope that you got a lot of information and helpful healing from your July extended monthly forecast. I also want to take a moment and thank every one of my Aquarius viewers for your likes and shares, for subscribing to my channel, and for your beautiful comments. I really appreciate hearing back from you, and I really appreciate being encouraged to continue this work. So thank you, each and every one of you. So as I said, we are doing a general reading for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Aquarius Rising. I'm going to be using the 7-card horseshoe spread today. In addition to that, we will be using the bottom of the deck card for general energy for the month of August. And of course, at the end of this spread, I'll be drawing or getting a jumper card from each of the oracle decks here. This may show up in your spread. I do sometimes find that's the case. We won't look too deeply into tarot jumpers, but we do have the 6 of Cups here, so longing for the past or from nostalgia could be showing up in your reading today. So I'm just going to take a moment to concentrate on the question for you for general information this month. If you find the shuffling annoying for any reason, check out the scroll bar for when the cards are laid down, and you can just simply watch the reading at that time. And this should just take about 1 minute. Aquarius need to know for the month of August. Aquarius, August, messages for Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius, We did have the Tower jump out with strength and of course the 5 of air. So getting over a difficult communication or thought process, something coming to a sudden change or a sudden head, and having the strength to pull through something here. Those could be messages meant for very particular messages that might be meant for specific Aquarians watching today. So I do want to give out some information around the energy of the cards that jump. However, I won't consider those part of today's reading unless they show up in the spread. So I am just waiting for a sign to cut the deck for you. Messages for Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. August 2018. Messages for Aquarius. Please provide messages for Aquarius. I don't know why these are so flippy-floppy. Let me shuffle for another minute, probably less than a minute. If I don't get that sensation that I normally get, what I will do is go ahead and cut the deck for you. But I do like relying on that sensation there before cutting the deck. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's keep going. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. I would like to be able to cut the deck to proceed with the reading. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, and Aquarius, Rising. There we go. That was in my upper left shoulder this time. So I'm going to go ahead and split this. As I said, we'll use the bottom of the deck for general energy for the month. Yeah, and this was one of the cards that jumped out near the end of me shuffling there. So we're looking at a little bit of heartache here. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But something really has your heart in a knot, or something that you feel strongly that you can't move past in the month of August, or that you're being asked to move away from. So perhaps identifying what it is here that you need to move away from. And I will go over this as a snapshot. I'll go over each card Beautiful card representing you. Look at your gorgeous future. Look at this. Interesting. It's funny because you come out so strongly, and then by the end of the month, it still looks as though you feel as though there could be lack. So I think the message here for you with regard to what you should do is tuck away your money. Again, so just a general snapshot of what I'm seeing here is if you want to succeed at the end of the month and get rid of any heartache or get rid of any concern or worry that's stressing out your heart, or even something that's on repeat here, I do think that you're going to have to squirrel some money away or pay attention to your finances. You might have to grow something here from the start, or you might be harvesting something here. It could be relationship-wise. It could be with a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn person. It is a court card. You could be dealing with... this is what you should do. So in other words, if you're dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo this month, for example, the end of the month could be financially stressful for you, or you could be on the outs with this person, or you could be on repeat here. Like I said, a little bit of heartache. And we do have another court card here around air, so there could be some messages. And then you actually have 4 air cards. So a lot of energy regarding your thoughts, your beliefs, your internal dialogue, and of course the way we communicate with others. I do see your recent past was something that you've overcome, something that's been put aside here. You've learned everything you can from something. And here's another card representing Virgo. So Virgo could feature very prominently in the month of August for you, Aquarius. Or again, if it isn't a Virgo, it's Virgonian qualities. So earth energy, healer energy, the skeptic, the slow prodding energy here, but also in the positive, something built to last, a critical thinker, going within to do some healing, going within to find the answers here. And then this gorgeous Fool card representing you. So taking a leap of faith, you know, being willing to branch out into new directions here without fully knowing or even understanding the path that awaits you. So I do see some glorious energy for you, but you know, in and of yourself as an individual, there is just some either residual influence here. I see these cards acting in some type of combination. The Hermit, the Queen of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, and here with the 3 of Swords. I think that those have something to do with one another. Again, if you're not dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn individual, this could be something, those signs could be in the first 5 planets of your own chart or your rising signs. You could yourself have, say, you're an Aquarius sun, but you have a Capricorn moon, for example. If that's the case, I would heed your highest practical values, okay? Anything that has to do with earth energy, if you're not dealing with that agent or character or individual, and this is an essence that is yours or an energy that you can foresee, or an energy that you understand here that could be playing out in what you should do by the end of the month, then this is really practical, long-term. I'm going to plant something. I'm going to reap what I sow, this type of energy here. So, and then at the end of the month, for example, the final outcome is feeling like there's a lack. So I really feel like for some Aquarians right now, I might even, if you're asked to be giving a loan right now, or someone's asking you for some financial support right now, or even support with regard to anything having to do with the physical realm, so clothing, traveling, even food. I mean, you can go ahead and do all this out of the goodness of your heart if you like, but I don't think it's going to make you feel, I don't think it's going to make your heart feel lighter. And it's not going to fix the situation. So perhaps there's a different way to help. Okay, I just want to put that out there. Some of the general themes around the cards themselves before we get into these in their respective positions is something coming to a close here with regard to thoughts, ideas, or even communication. This could be a new phase of communication as well. The ace does follow this, so a new phase or a new beginning. This is in your recent past, remember. So this has already been overcome. But as I said, with bottom of the deck general energy, this does support this. and it's not in reverse. So there could still be some lingering pain throughout the month for you with regard to the heart, or something that just hasn't been fully solved or resolved or healed. And I do want to mention again, very quickly here, we are dealing with very strong Virgo energy, regardless of whether this is an actual Virgo in your environment or even in your own chart, the energy itself. So it could very well have to do with that here with a Virgo. Just want to state that as well. So it could have to do with this communication from your past being with this individual, that, you know, something has begun fresh, something is new here, but there is some lingering heartache here. So, and it could just be, you know, because I'm strictly looking at these two now, you know, this heavy-heartedness, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and then this feeling of, you know, abandonment or being rejected, or feeling really that you're out in the cold. These two really are, in my view, playing off one another. And I think this is more a matter of what will happen if we go about prioritizing this frequency or even this person right now, as opposed to what you need. What have you just been through? What have you just, you know, this is your present, so you're being asked to go within. Someone could be asking too much of you right now. You could feel compelled to give too much of yourself right now. And I think what's being asked here, or what's being revealed rather here, for at least in my view, is this could be acting as perhaps a warning, as opposed to this is all going to happen whether you like it or not. I think this is almost like, you know, this could be headed in this direction, or this energy could become a part of your environment. But, you know, if you capitalize in this, or if you make a move toward this, it might not be what you wanted, and it might not be fulfilling. So I do just want to mention that as well. And then, of course, this beautiful Fool card here. We do have the 2 out of the 4 air cards are the Ace, which I mentioned does follow this, and this is in your outside influence. So I do feel you're very much supported right now, especially in the mind, especially with some informational clarity. But again, something needs to be solved here, or resolved, or put to rest fully on a shelf. This has, it says it's your recent past, but I'm seeing strongly here that it's energy that's going to keep finding its way back until this wheel stops for sure, and there is a real ending here. And then, of course, with the Knight of Swords, yeah, a message, or you know, the Knight, as it were, you know, bringing you a message, or communicating with you, or the thoughts or beliefs in your own head. More often than not, the Knights are really about messages, but there's an immaturity to them. It's not like the Page, where it's immature, where it's a new idea necessarily. It's like this is going to be explored. So exploring that new idea or concept or communication, as it were. You also have the prospect of dealing with another Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra character here who does have immature energy. They don't have to be younger than you necessarily. They can even be older than you, but there is some immature energy here, and this could be yours as well. Again, as a general reading, only you get to decide where that fits in for you. I just realized you probably can't see these too well. I'll hold everything up to the camera in just 1 second here. So, and yeah, your beautiful Fool card. I do think that you are going to be your own saving grace this month. And another way to frame this right now is also to suggest you don't get caught up in someone else's drama. Just, you know, as simple as that. We could even cut the reading off at this point and just say, like, don't get caught up in someone else's drama. Stay the course. Keep high vibration. Do not get bogged down. These are 2 different worlds. We're dealing with Pentacle energy, and we're dealing with, okay, I'm even going to suggest, because this is so closely associated to Virgo, that there is a lot of Earth energy here, square in opposition to air energy. These are 2 different forces. So And if it's really about self-preservation or survival, however you define that right now for the month of August, and someone else's neediness or lack, and you feel responsible for that, I'm going to suggest that for at least for the time being, for the month, particularly by the 2nd to 4th week, that you stand your ground and you put yourself first under no uncertain circumstances. So that is what I'm getting as a general snapshot, and that's very even weird for me to see these types of energies together. So there's something definitely happening in the background. At least in my view, I haven't seen this type of reading for anyone in a very, very long time. And this could just be for very specific Aquarians this month as well. If that's the case and you're an Aquarian watching this and none of this is resonating at all with you, do check out your moon and rising signs, okay? They might have more helpful messages for you. So let's get into their respective positions in detail. As I said, I do like to hold these up. So in your recent past is the 10 of Swords. So you might remember from the Rider-Waite Tarot artwork, for example, this is an end. But this is also betrayal. This is, you know, an end to something that wasn't going anywhere anyway. There was nothing to glean from this. It was probably based on dishonesty or deceit or betrayal. Again, we're dealing with either communication, thought processes, belief systems, etc. But as I said, it's in your recent past. But it is, okay, qualified by this general energy, which is in the air family. We're dealing with a heartache. We have some more air down here. We have some follow-up air here. So yeah, I just don't see this come to a close. I think on the surface, it appears to come to a close. I think on some level, you want it to be closed and done and put in a shelf, but it's going to be revisited here until, I would say, until at the end of the month, you can turn this abandonment or feeling of being left out in the cold. You want to turn this 5 into a 6. You want to turn this sense of inequality to a sense of balance and equality. And again, I do think this is more, less of a firm outcome and a firm statement of exactly what you expected to happen, as opposed to an option. I think this is presenting an option for you, because if you go in the direction that you're going here, you can expect for there to be some upset or someone feeling left out in the cold. But if you take a different direction, or if you say, use the mind over matter right now, particularly in the last 2 months, you can expect to see more justice and more equilibrium. So that's what we're aiming toward, okay? Here in your present, as I mentioned, is Hermit. We do have a 9, and this is our second major arcana in the spread today. The 9, as you know, is Ascended Master energy. So there's something here to be gleaned deep inside yourself, Aquarius. I would say take the first 2 weeks of the month, if possible, to go within to find the answers, to go within to do some calming exercises. I think that this might be taking a lot from you right now. Because we're dealing with both the mind and the practical world, and how are we balancing these, particularly if there's another agent or character in your environment who needs something from you right now, and you find that taxing. Here in the hidden influences, here's where there is some communication, someone's taking off with some communication here. Something even could be misstrued, but as a hidden influence, I would suggest here to heed what you're saying and heed what is being said, okay? We don't have any wands here, so I wouldn't worry necessarily too much about behavior. You may not even be in this person's company physically, for example. A lot of this could be going on via text, email, even phone calls. So a lot of communication this month around this situation could be occurring outside of a physical presence. So if that's the case, just beware of what you're saying and what's being said. And I would also be aware of tone. If that's the case, tone is sometimes tricky in social media communication. But this person, at the very least, is seeking answers, or at least this energy is seeking answers, seeking truth in interested in getting to it. I mean, it is the Knight, and the highest you can get here is the King. So I mean, this is someone or some kind of energy that is in pursuit of truth. All right, but remember, under the auspices of another air sign, which is the heartache. So maybe it's just about, you know, getting to the root of the heartache, getting to the root of maybe coming to terms with what it was that didn't kill you, that made you stronger. And then ultimately you could be dealing with another air sign as well. Here representing you is this gorgeous Fool card. This is really quite beautiful. I do see a new beginning for you here. This is the new beginning card out of the deck. It's also 0. 0 has a frequency, numerologically speaking, of golden opportunities. This is really expect the unexpected. Anything can happen. And it is right next to the hidden influence of this gorgeous Knight of Air. It's air energy. It's air quality. This is communication, thoughts, beliefs. Truth-telling, seeking truth, cutting away at the superfluous. So yeah, I see you seeking higher ground here. I see you interested more than anything, willing and interested in seeking higher ground, being the bigger person here. But again, there's this weight, that the Pentacles is causing a weight. Now, if there is no Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus in your environment at the last 2 weeks, for example, or throughout the whole month, or that who sort of shows up with needs at the last 2 weeks, for example, this could merely just be a financial issue for you, okay? If that's the case, this could be representing making an investment, you know, or in other words, making a small investment, putting a little bit into this, but, you know, watching that your eggs are not all in one basket, for example, if this is a financial issue for you this month, but to also invest wisely. I would say if you're unsure about that at this time and you don't have the answers that really appeal to all your sensibilities, hold back. Hold back for the time being. Don't make any rushed, even if on paper it looks right, even if the communication, like all the right things are being said, I would say trust your intuition right now. Believe that the best things are going to work out for you on all people involved. Really do stay in your highest vibration, but, you know, at the same time, trust your instinct. If something is almost too good to be true right now, financially speaking, or investment wise, or even purchase, that could be anything from, you know, jewelry to a new home, anything in between that you could be investing or spending some decent amount of money on. I would hold tight. Hold tight. Because I think the loss could be incurred there. And especially, like I said at the very beginning of the reading, if you are loaning money, don't loan very much, or make the conditions around the loan very, very clear. Here, as I said, you have the influence of others. This is glorious. This is outside of you. It's outside influence, but again, it could be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, or that type of energy. But the Ace is all about new beginnings, a new opportunity for you here, a new chance with this person, a new chance with this idea to make money off of it. And maybe all this means, if that's the case, if you're entrepreneurial, for example, and you just you put a lot of time and energy, you're reaping the rewards, for example, they'll start off small. Don't be discouraged by that. It's an investment, so look at the long term. But a new opportunity or a new beginning here as an outside influence. So look, especially by week 3, beginning of week 3 in August, look for opportunities that are specific to you, to your highest goals and dreams and intentions. Here's where we're looking at that individual or earth energy and what you should do. Be practical, be down to earth, stick up for yourself, be wise. Be sturdy and stable. Don't let anyone knock you off your feet or off your path here. And then, as I said, with your final outcome, I think there's a tiny bit of disappointment here. But again, I think this is more, you know, financial, or something having to do with the body, or something to have to do with investments, or the way you feel about a relationship, or you feel about even where you are right now with your position professionally, financially, your marital status, your health. I mean, again, I think that's more of an issue of, well, yeah, 2, we'll take those. I think this is more of an issue of what do you truly want and what are you willing to do to get it, as opposed to this is what you're going to get. I think there's still some choice here. I do think there is getting to the heart of the matter that's going to be important for you, by you, for you. I wouldn't even include anyone else in that soul searching right now, because they can do that themselves. And then you can meet up and discuss it. We have orphaned. Well, 100%, right? This is what this is saying. Abandonment, orphaned, feeling left out in the cold. Stay in your highest vibration here. I mean, you are under the auspices of a higher power. Aquarius. So what is it that's going on in your own mind or around you? What are your beliefs about yourself? Or, you know, this beautiful new adventure? What's stymieing you? And again, if it is another person, you're going to have to lay that on the line. You're going to have to communicate that, or else this, and I even said that at the beginning, this feels like a revisitation. I feel like this is going to keep playing itself out over and over and over, and that's a risk you don't want to take. It's a waste of time also. I do think there is a celebration available to you. We do have the celebration card here. It is under a full moon. I'm going to suggest that the celebration will be met for you once you go within. And find the time, okay? Make the time to do that, even once a week. Don't put that off. Don't put your own health and healing and wellness off. Or make finding solutions or the answer to problems all about externalities, other people, other things, that type of thing. It's really going to benefit you to go within. Here we do have transformation. Yeah, something could feel a little frightening right now, especially on this new path. I can't help but feel that there's been a reunion or a reuniting with someone here that's just, maybe it's always had conflict here, but I think there's a second chance that needs a lot of care. This needs a lot of care. There's absolutely no cups in this reading at all. Like, there is not a lot of heart behind this. Look at this. Give your relationship a chance. Yeah. I think that there's a risk of losing something, losing out on something. There's a real fear here. This is fear-based, okay? There's a lot of low vibrational. There's a lot of hope. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of hope. But there are some low vibrational energies here that are saying there's work to be done. You got to do some work, and it's got to start with yourself. Don't count on the other person to do it, but make sure they meet when they're ready. They meet you halfway. You can't do it all yourself when it's about a relationship. Okay? Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Recognize this doesn't have everything to do with romance. If you are in a romantic setting right now, then yeah, apply this message to your romance. 10-1 for many Aquarians watching, though. This is really about family relationships. This is about friendships. This is about your relationship with your higher power. I think that if that's the case for you, you could be under the impression, old belief systems, for example, that this could be wrong or out of your league, or you're not good enough, or, you know, you have to transform something here permanently for yourself. You don't want to revisit this. This shouldn't be showing up, that 10 of Swords, even though it's in your past. Even though it's in your past under the auspices of a broken heart, this is just going to keep, anyway. I'm repeating myself. I don't mean to do that. So do some work within. You want to create a new future for yourself. And much like the Magician, which incidentally follows the Fool card, you will find when you embark on this beautiful high frequency vibrational path for yourself that everyone around you benefits. So try not to think so much about how is this going to impact them, how can I help them, what does this mean to them, etc. Say instead, I trust that everything I think and do and say that is toward my highest purpose and value in life will positively benefit everyone who comes in contact with me. And then go about taking care of yourself, okay? So I really wish you all the best. If you have a second comment, let me know how this works out for you or what this meant to you. And I really do wish you all the best. I think that you have the highest and best intentions for yourself and others. There's just something that might feel like it's creeping back into your heart space, even though we don't have any cups here, and it's taking over your mind. I think you're trying to work through your emotions within the mind space. So go within. I think you'll find your heart there. And really pay attention to your own highest power. Mind over matter this month. Don't let anyone take you for a ride, but if you're willing to help somebody, make conditions very, very clear. I really hope this was helpful for you, Aquarius, and that you take excellent care of yourselves until we meet in a few weeks. Until then, bye for now.